Nico's pick, that being the 2013 film Movie 43, which you can describe for us, I suppose. Good luck.
What the fuck even is there to say about this? There's no plot to it whatsoever, okay?
There is a plot, you dumb fuck. There's a bunch of kids trying to find Movie 43, and then they end up ending the world because they watch it, I think.
That's right. They do that in between, like, a bunch of SNL skits.
Yeah, this is literally just a skit movie. That's the whole point of it. It's just a bunch of random skits strung along with, like, a no point. Like, why is this a movie? What is this?
It's a money laundering scheme, I think.
Yeah, there's, like, a bunch of, like, massive actors in this film, too. Like, super, super weird.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know what the fuck to say about this movie, because it is just, well, I thought that this week of Saturday Night Live had some fun skits in it. Some of them weren't so good, but, you know, that's television for you. I'm giving it a D+, or just some shit like that, you know? Like,
yeah, I mean, I guess from my perspective, you called me out on it when we were watching the movie. I didn't think this movie was funny at all.
No, you didn't.
And it's also just, like, not a movie. This is, like, this is, like, riding the line of, I guess, technically qualifying as a movie because of the stupid through-line plot. But it's horribly acted for the most part. All of the skits are incredibly childish and just, like, dumb poop bodily humor bullshit that I couldn't fucking care less about. They had a little bit of clever ones, but for the most part, it was just really unfunny and stupid for me and not a movie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, I really fucking hated this film. It was like the exact type of humor I just do not like at all.
Yeah.
Total waste of all of these actors' talents. Like, why the fuck would people agree to have them in this film?
Yeah.
What the hell? Yeah, no, this movie sucked ass. I actually hate this film. I have legitimately nothing good to say about it.
Yeah, like, I checked out...
There was a few skits that were kind of okay, but that was literally it.
Yeah, exactly.
But they do not hold it up.
Like, I checked out, like, a few reviews of it, and, like, you know, I do think that the hatred for this movie is maybe a bit much, okay? Like, there are people saying that, like, this is the worst aspects of Hollywood distilled into a single film. This is fucking bullshit. It's an abomination of the art form. And it's like, okay... I feel, come on, it's just some people giving some goose and gaffes here. Like, I felt like, you know, there were some parts that were, that got a chuckle out of me that I enjoyed a bit, but yeah, for the vast majority of it, it's like, man, this is nothing.
Yeah, there really isn't a whole lot to latch onto. It's just a bunch of skits strung together with some stupid through line. I want to hear Tanner talk about it because I think he actually enjoyed the film, but he's not here. He's taking a shit right now.
Yeah, unfortunately he's on the can.
I'm so unlucky. What did Dylan say about the film?
Okay, so this is my review for Movie 43, and luckily I actually caught this one as a comedy, unlike Happiness, unfortunately. But, and I don't remember if I was talking to Tanner or Jackson about this, but I remember drawing similarities to Happiness, but I did enjoy this one a fair bit more, and I remember saying, I wonder if I go back to watch Happiness like you guys have suggested, if I'd actually rank Happiness higher. I also just think Happiness probably wasn't my avenue of comedy. This movie wasn't necessarily my avenue of comedy either, but I still think it was better. And I must say, this movie is just loaded with B-list actors. There are two B-list actors that I recall are some of my more favorites. I can't be bothered to remember the names right now, but I don't know, I just thought it was entertaining to watch. It wasn't anything great. I think it's definitely an experiential movie. I'd probably go back to watch this movie again. But, you know, there's no crazy concepts. It's kind of just your classic, you know, run-of-the-mill old comedy, you know, sketch movies, I guess. So yeah, nothing great, nothing terrible. Like I said, I enjoyed this movie sufficiently more than Happiness, and I may or may not go back to watch that. But anyway, yeah, nothing really to say about this movie. I gave Movie 43 a B-.
Man, listen to that guy. What a fucking weirdo. How does he think this is anything like Happiness? That piece of shit.
What's the TLDR of his review? Because I didn't listen to it.
Basically he was like, yeah, this is like, you know, it's like kind of funny. It's like if Happiness, like, you know, if I got that it was like a comedy going into it, like I might watch Happiness again some point, but you know, I thought that this one was pretty funny, but maybe I'll go back and watch Happiness at some point. That's basically the whole review.
How did he not understand that Happiness is a comedy? Ridiculous. Tanner, please tell us about this film and I'll see your haiku.
Which film are we talking about now?
43.
Movie 43. Why am I explaining Movie 43?
You're not.
Because we've already talked about it. We've already been talking about it for like the last 5 minutes. Now it's
Oh,
your
I'm
turn.
sorry. Yeah, it's a fucking sketch show with funny little skits. Well, yeah. Let's see.
Like, what's your opinion on the film?
Did I remember to write a haiku for this one?
You completely forgot.
Oh, here we go. Some random sketches. A threadbare plot to follow. Why was this made?
I said it's a money laundering scheme, personally. That's my guess.
It only cost $6 million to make, so I don't know if that makes much sense.
Well, you know how it is.
It's not a very good money laundering scheme.
Very poorly made one. Would this movie have done better if it came out today? Because I feel like
No.
Really, I feel like the more absurdist sense of humor it's going for is a bit more accepted today than it was back in 20 whatever the fuck.
Yeah, but at the same time, you can just like hop onto YouTube and see like people make a fucking plethora of any of these skits, you know? Like, I feel like it's really just more so for the novelty. Like, it's these big actors doing these wacky shit.
Yeah. My only two major thoughts are there's some genuinely funny stuff in here, but it's way too overbloated. Even the stuff I do think is actually funny, they just drag it on too long. Yeah, this should have been 1, maybe 2 episodes of a sketch comedy show, not a whole movie.
Would you guys say that you had a favorite skit in this at all?
No.
Okay.
I mean, the only one... Oh, okay. So the two that most immediately come to mind, therefore I remember the most, are the one where it's the guy with the ball sack on his neck.
Yeah.
And then the one with Halle Berry and that other dude. I think the ball sack one was probably funnier consistently, but the sort of, last joke of the Halle Berry one was funnier. That being the guy got plastic surgery to make himself Chinese.
For me, the stand was absolutely the homeschooling one, I'd say.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, that was really the only one where I was like, okay, I feel like they genuinely have a good thing going here. But yeah, for the most part, this movie is just, like, not super great, I would say. Apparently, from what I found, there are actually 2 different versions of it, where, like, the shit that's, like, tying all these skits together is different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, like, the version that we watched, it's, like, these fucking stoner dudes trying to, like, prank their brother or some shit and ends up the world. But for the other version, it's just, like, a couple of guys going into, like, try and pitch a bunch of movies.
That's what the description on Plex says it is.
Yeah, which is very strange. But, I don't really know why they did that, but oh well, I guess.
What?
They're probably like, okay, so, like... The pitching ideas thing is kind of boring, so let's make it a little bit more exciting. Let's spice it up and actually have a plot. And that's just the best they could come up with in like an hour.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, at the very least, we got to see some tits in this movie as well, which was a banger. Jackson, what are you ranking this movie?
Oh, I'm starting us off with an absolute banger of F+.
I feel like that's a bit harsh.
I agree.
Did you hear my review?
Oh, I heard it, dude,
No.
but like, Yeah, basically Jackson said that he doesn't find comedies funny, which is very unfortunate, but hey,
okay.
all the more power to you, Jackson. I'm giving it a D.
I'm giving it a C.
Wow. And Dylan's giving it a B-. We're kind of all across the board on this one.
B- is fucking crazy. And overall, that puts us at a C-. How exciting.
Yeah.
Far too high.
Way too high.